I don't understand it. Lerix is speaking to you privately and giving you genuine advice, and he's maybe being to you on a stream at some point. I just don't really think that's a particularly good reason to leak the call. You're just gonna have to eat a lot of shit on this because of the enormity of the up, even if there's little points where you may be more correct.
This isn't public. Like, I was just giving you like extra explanation because it seemed like you were interested. I mean, if you don't want to hear everything and you just want me to address everything as if we're on a live stream, then I guess. Do you think I was intentionally being manipulative with Nick, or accidentally through my...
I don't know. I guess
it's like... Yeah, okay, that makes me feel bad, because it's like...
All you need to say is I f***ed up real bad, and that's it. That's all you need to say. Did he just forget he was recording as well? Like, he's leaked that part too. So, let me tell you what happened this morning, okay? I woke up at 6 AM, fell asleep on my sofa, watching something on TV. It was dark. I looked at my phones, looked on X, started scrolling through, because as soon as I wake up, I like to see what happened overnight when I've been asleep, okay? I'm addicted to it, okay? And I see, like, all sorts of crazy stuff about a leaked call. The lerix call has been leaked, right? I see Nicholas has hopped on Queenman's stream to talk about Bowblax. And also Nicholas has, like, leaked some DMs. Bowblax is planning a bully stream about lerix. What is going on? So I'm just trying to piece it all together. Figure out what's happened exactly. I think I've got a rough idea. From what I can see and what I can understand that's happened is Bowblax has been having this kind of, like, bit of a meltdown. And I think, particularly on his, like, private account with 4,000 followers, he's been saying stuff which he's, like, regretted and then deleted and stuff like that. Lerix has talked about it, and I think Bowblax was upset because Lerix has spoken about this 2020 drama where he'd struck channels for re-uploading and archiving BLM songs, despite him himself doing an archive channel. He also struck a channel that was unquestionably transformative fair use. Bowblax was freaked out about it. And I think he's very bad at dealing with this sort of thing. He's got very poor emotional regulation. So he just totally fucking is freaked out. He's planned this bully stream that he's apparently going to do on lerix. Which I think is going ahead tonight, I believe. There's then stuff like this. And bear in mind, Bowblax's best strategy here is to just ignore all of this, let this all pass by, right? And that's it. That's all you need to do. People will talk a bit about this for a week, and then everyone's going to move on, and no one's going to care anymore. But it's like, I don't know, he's like become obsessed with, like, defending himself at every turn over this. Throwback to the Edwin stream, where he agreed with me for Boo Boo Boss. Lerix and Toastify just auto-believes everything that is posted in chat, lol. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. But yeah, I just like... This is old drama. Like, the only reason I watched it is because Smaggle recommended the video talking about the Let Me Speak meme. And then I watched it and I was like, God, that's pretty bad. And that was it. You know, I was ready to just move forward. I'm not that fucking invested in it that I need to make a whole big scene about it. You know, it's just like, okay, yeah, he did a real shitty thing. Seemed to slide past it because he's got friends in high places. Shit happens, I guess. What else can you do? You know? Because I'm kind of neutral towards Bowblax. We haven't talked that much privately. Maybe a little bit in DMs. And to me, this is all business, baby. Okay, I'm just covering the stuff that's happening and talking about stuff that comes to my attention that I think is interesting, as I always do. Okay. But yeah, I just think, for his perspective, he should just ignore this. I don't understand why he's making... Well, I do understand. He's got no emotional regulation, right? But the thing is now, to me, I've been thinking, well, he's autistic. He doesn't know how to handle stuff. You know, he freaks out, he spurgs out and stuff like that. But he's done something now that I think crosses the threshold into being, you know, more kind of shitty, I guess. Because basically what happened was, as this was going on previously... Lerix agreed to talk to Bowblax in private about some of the stuff that's happening, right? and Bowblax recorded the call and uploaded it to YouTube as an unlisted video. Why would you do that? It's supposed to be a private call. Like, there's no reason. I mean, I would say that, I mean, I tend not to record stuff personally if it's private, something which may come back to bite me eventually, unless it's someone I really don't trust, right? But generally speaking, I think it's a big kind of issue to like record stuff, or at least say, listen, I've got no plans to do so, but we should both record it for our own benefit, maybe, or something like that, right? But the idea that you would kind of have this private conversation and then you record it and then you upload it as an unlisted video to YouTube, I think that does speak badly to your character, and it comes across as kind of a bit snaky and a bit malicious, you know? Why would you do that? What's the point? Lerix also says Bobby had shopped it around to Connor and Toastify for potential content. But it's supposed to be a private call. Like, here's the problem Bowblax has got now, right? How on earth is anyone going to trust him? How on earth is anyone going to look at this guy and think, oh yeah, I can have a private call with you? Just, I don't know, dude. What is he thinking? Anyway, the call is now private on his account. But yeah. And the thing is, I think if you've recorded something that's supposed to be private and there's grounds to release it, there could be an argument for that. And I guess what the case would be here, what is the argument to release this? I think that the only argument I can see is actually from lerix's side. Because all that lerix has said about the call publicly is, I think he spoke, before it came out, I think he spoke a little. He said, I'm not going to talk about it because it's private, but he talks about how he tried to give him advice, which I believe is just true. So that's a fair characterization of the call. But actually, it's Bowblax that I think has been trying to claim that this call makes lerix look bad. But if it doesn't make lerix look bad, or there isn't really much grounds for that, then it just looks like you're coming up with excuses to leak the call. This makes lerix look bad, and if you listen to it, it's like, no, it doesn't. You've just released this, or at least I should say, made an unlisted video about it and put it onto YouTube with an intent to release it, and then tried to justify that action with those kind of claims, you know? Well, let's have a look. This is the call, guys. Let's begin. So with the unlisted, so basically I'm pretty sure that he showed it by accident somehow, and I think people saw the unlisted link and found it. I don't think Bowblax meant to release it publicly. I don't think he did, from what I understand. It was more of an accidental leaking of the link, right?
Yo, what's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much, I guess, besides this, and then I'm just like working on some videos.
Crank the volume a bit.
So what did you want to talk about?
Sounds good. Oh, well, here, let me look back what you sent me. Yeah, so it was like thanks to those were my honest thoughts watching it back.
So wait a second. He recorded this call, and then he went and shared it with other creators privately. Bro, that's insane. You are correct. Bowblax was going to leak the Toastify DM, but not the link. Right, got it. Okay. He needs to have a very good reason for these actions.
Probably a little harsh, but it's the same. I'll cover anyone, so no hard feelings. Genuinely hope you take care of yourself, man. I just didn't like how you retroactively saw my previous combos with you as manipulative on my part. So the main thing that I guess I noticed in the stream that I guess what I pointed out that I guess you disagree with was that I felt like there was kind of this deja vu pattern I was going through of the Destiny stuff to King Nothing stuff to even like the old like copyright strike thing. and it all kind of was just hitting me like, oh man, dude, it's a hard time buying like a lot of these stories, given like all of these situations.
Wait, is any of them like untrue? Have I provenly lied in any of these scenarios?
Provably no.
Intentionally.
What I was saying, I guess it was a hard buy, because I remember there was this like thing that Nick said in that old conversation that really resonated, that made me think, because he said something on the lines of
something about making excuses. Right?
It was that, and also there's this thing of fuck, I'm trying to remember. It was like fuck, man, what it was it was like with the BLM song or whatever. Apparently you were like,
wait, hang on a sec. But as lyrics, what is the claim? Is lyrics trying to claim that Bowblax has lied, or is it that he's just been manipulative in the way he's handled things?
Like Nick was saying, like, yeah, I just don't believe you. I don't believe that you like did this on accident or whatever, because you were complaining about it in a call to us that it was getting views for like weeks beforehand.
Well, another thing to bear in mind here is lyrics is doing Bowblax a favor. What's your flavor? Tell me what's your flavor. This is a favor, right? Having a private conversation with someone that could be streamed to be content, you're doing them a favor because you're taking your personal time to try and resolve something. So to then publicize it when this could have been done on a stream to benefit lyrics is very shitty behavior.
And that you didn't do this out of just like an accident or misclick type of meme. And it made me think to a little bit of like the Destiny thing, and thought that like you already don't like Destiny doesn't like you. It kind of makes.
Basically, he said his actions tend to be manipulative. Bowblax is upset by that specific choice of word. But so just to confirm, Lerix has not up until this point called him a liar, but Bowblax is asking for examples of when he's lied. You can be manipulative without lying, right?
Sense if you're just trying to get a pot shot in and just a lick in, similar thing to the King of Nothing thing. It's a hard buy that you were just trying to say like, lol, Smaggle, you fucked up the own, instead of it just being another kind of sweeping attempt for King of Nothing. So I was putting like those like connections together. That's what like basically was hitting me with the deja vu stuff.
The reason those connections don't work, and this isn't an excuse, you can like have your own opinion. I'm not trying to like manipulate. I'm just trying to explain. So the disconnect Nick had in that conversation is the same disconnect you had when watching the stream, which that's clarified.
Wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Toastify and Smaggle said that he shared this video with them. Bowblax was mad that lerix described his behavior as manipulative, so he schemed this.
Okay. I mean, is it really that big a deal to, like, getting called manipulative on a years-old drama when I think it's arguable that you were? Why get so upset about that? It's so obvious Bowblax has got no fucking self-control, dude. Very tendency of having the fucking, the gene. It doesn't matter. This would be gone in a fucking, probably not even a week, in days. People would have forgotten about this and moved on.
In the post on my Twitter, have you read it?
Yeah, but quote again, if like the part you mean.
So you and Nick were upset that I was saying it was a mistake and a lapse in judgment, which can't simultaneously exist. But the reason it simultaneously exists is because it was a lapse in judgment to strike at all. But I never meant to strike a transformative thing even during that lapse in judgment. So it's like the transformative thing was a mistake, strike, but like striking in general was a lapse of judgment. And that nuance I was...
Oh, hey, Glitch Poachers. I'm confused as to what purpose leaking this serves. You and me both, mate. From what I can understand and what I'm hearing so far, if the rest of the call is like this, there's no reason to leak this. There's no reason to leak this whatsoever, and it just makes Bowblax like an extremely snaky, non-trustworthy individual. Also, here's the thing. I don't buy this narrative that he's proposing, that he had a lapse of judgment and he made a mistake in striking something. I think it makes a lot more sense that he spurred the fuck out, struck a bunch of videos in anger, and one of those included a transformative piece. At absolute best, he was so incompetent that he didn't even check to see if a video was transformative.
But how do I make money?
None of this is good.
I have a friend like this, but he's smart enough not to drama/commentary YouTube. Bowblax also allegedly told Nick he didn't record the whole call.
Thank you for the $5 Australian. You know, anything is possible, okay? I just personally feel like this is not correct, and I think the Bowblax is trying to mitigate the criticism by coming up with this story. And I think, to me, it seems far more likely that in a fit of autistic spurg rage, he just clicked a bunch of videos, you know, including one that he at very least should have known was transformative, and possibly even did know was transformative.
Trying to explain to Nick, but it was, under the circumstances, it was just not working. That was like an 8-hour stream. It's like 3 a.m. I mean, there's like a lot of prelude going up to that conversation, like with Nick being like, I have a nuke on you or whatever. And it caught me off guard because it was a month after the situation happened. So I wasn't like not trying to take responsibility. I was just like caught off guard. And then like he had that same confusion that you did. And I only explained it on my stream, which I was trying to send him the clip, but he wouldn't watch it. And it's just like, well,
I hear you,
know.
And I know this is like a 4-year-old thing at this point,
Sure.
but I mean, I just got like a completely different story in that, like watching that conversation over, because I don't know, I felt like I was hearing all these phrases of like, what else do you want me to do? I've already said I'm sorry, and it didn't come across at all like you ever took accountability for that beforehand, and you were frustrated that
not
Nick's
in
still
that
going
call,
over it.
definitely before that. I mean, I don't know, like, I didn't make a main channel video about it, but why would I when it's like I struck someone?
Why are we suddenly sawing out about recording private calls and calling it snaky and acting like we wouldn't be cheering and laughing if it was Nicholas doing this? Okay. I did explain this earlier, Spinal BJ,
How do I make money
but I know you're probably focused on the
It's
child that you're
almost
currently
like he is
messaging.
being manipulative
So let me explain
to
it
try
again,
to prove
okay?
He is not manipulative.
Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't have a problem with leaking private calls as long as there's good reasoning for doing so, okay? So, for example, a few months ago, Nicholas had a private call with Mama Max, and he leaked the details of that call. I think there was an argument to do so because it directly proved that he'd lied previously about an important thing that had bolstered his credibility, okay? So in that instance, I think there's a good argument for leaking that. However, in this instance, can you explain to me what is the reasoning for leaking this call? What is Bowblax's excuse? What is he revealing to the world that is essential and must be done only by leaking this call that he can't do otherwise? There's so far, there may be later, but it's just lerix trying to give him genuine advice about how he handles situations.
Well, what did you
I
say beforehand? Because obviously, I guess Nick at the time didn't feel that you did take accountability for it.
I talked about it on After Hours. We've talked about it on After Hours. And
Well,
yeah, I'm guessing that probably what he's going to try and show is that lerix is two-faced because he's being nice here, but having a different fucking methodology on stream. Yeah? So what? What does that matter? If anything, that speaks to the good nature of someone, that they're willing to have a private conversation where they're just a level with you and tell you how it is without the bluster, without the fucking brouhaha, without all the fucking stream stuff. Like, that's doing you a favor. Having a private conversation and saying, hey man, between you and me, this is what I think's going wrong and this is my advice to you. Right? It's like, yeah, what is the point being made here? I don't understand it. lerix is speaking to you privately and giving you genuine advice, and he's maybe being shittier to you on a stream at some point. I just don't really think that's a particularly good reason to leak the call.
There is the clips that Comic Cop.
lerix characterized this himself as, he said something like, I don't want to talk too much about the call because it was private, but I gave him advice or something like that. He's not misrepresenting the call at all. He's saying himself the contents of the call. He's saying to his own audience, you know, yes, I was nice to this guy privately trying to help him. So unless there's something to contest that, I don't understand the purpose of leaking this.
Up of like the after hours clips, and you were like saying to Augie and how you didn't want it to be brought up.
Oh
Were
no,
those
after
the
hours after that. After hours.
Wait, after the call?
After the after hours Comment Cop showed, but before the call. Comment Cop didn't show everything. He also and I also explain it kind of in depth in the Sonic stream, although he didn't like clip the whole thing. Also for context with that, and you can believe me or not, I mean you can check the VOD, it's like public or whatever. But with that Sonic stream, with me comparing the Pokemon thing, I was specifically, he cut out this middle part, but I was specifically comparing how about how me and Pokemon handled our approach to reaching out to the people we struck. I reverted in 15 minutes. Pokemon took like forever and like make excuses, etc., etc. So it's like, that's what I was talking about in particular. Obviously, the scenario between me and Pokemon, I mean, it's a strike, a copyright strike, it's the same thing, right? But I was just talking about like the way we were handling it was different. So like, I was taking more responsibility than Pokemon, and that's what I was talking about in that clip.
Well, I guess if there's clips of you taking accountability beforehand,
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off
I would have
people?
to.
I should have kept this little rat chained up. Maybe I could have introduced Jake Weddell's dad to him too.
Thank you for the 333. Appreciate it, Bowblax. The problem you've got with this whole striking the channel thing, there are some mistakes that you make where you need to be able to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but you can't. It's impossible. And that was one of those situations where Bowblax had an archive channel and he struck people who was archiving his content. And you know, people around him that defended him that then looked fucking retarded because they defended him and he'd done exactly the same thing. Like, you just got to take the fact that if anyone ever looks at this in the future, they will probably heavily criticize you. And that's that. There's no fucking coming back from it. There's no, oh, but this context, but that context, or that context. I accept that the video that Comment Cop made was probably edited down and it misses some context and there's things that maybe make you look slightly better. But fundamentally, okay, you shit your own bed while you were laying in it, okay? And you're trying to tell people it didn't stink of shit. It did, and that's it. End of conversation. Arguing about it like this and trying to explain the context and shit like that. You just have to accept, you know, yeah, it was a big L. I accepted it. I took it. I moved on. If you want to talk about whether you're manipulative or not, fair enough. But Jesus Christ, man, just take the
Ollie
fucking
became
L.
a member. Ollie celebrates 9 months of membership. The solution for Josh is simple. Just stop talking. Play Pikmin, play Sonic, talk about your problems to your trans sister, do literally anything else.
Thank you for the membership.
See, though, is like if Comic Cop just chose.
Yeah, I mean, and you can feel free.
Felt the need.
Yeah.
Not like that thing that you could very much be right, but right now on the face of it, I have a hard time believing it because
to be honest,
if you did really take accountability, why would Nick still not be satisfied? Like that doesn't make sense.
Because
to me.
Nick wasn't paying. Nick doesn't pay attention to like my content on my streams, and he caught wind of it like third hand, like weeks later after the fact.
Dude, dude. The reason that Nicholas was annoyed is because you'd embarrassed him and made him look like a retard because he defended you and you'd done something unquestionably stupid that you couldn't take back even if it's in 15 minutes. As soon as they've got that screenshot of you striking your video, that's it. You're fucked. And that's what happened. That's
wonderful. But how do I make money?
And Nicholas was made to look like an idiot over it.
Chud, you don't understand. He was high, in a dark place and had a bad childhood.
Thank you for the €5. I just don't understand why it's like years old drama at this point. Why can't just say, yeah, I look back on that with regret. I fucked up. I shouldn't have done it. There we go. Move on. You know, if people have got comments about it, they're free to review it and give their takes. You know, unless you're being really unreasonable and saying stuff I really, really didn't do, I'm not bothered about responding to it.
That's why he brought it up months later because he didn't even know about it when it happened. Really, I think. I don't know. It was 4 years ago, honestly. So I'm like, I mean, you can check the VODs or whatever. I'm fine with you like covering it and having your opinion. And because it was a live stream, I'm not.
This is such a cop-out. I'm fine with you covering it and having your opinion that leads to you spurging out on your private alt Twitter. If you really felt like that, you would just ignore it and wouldn't care. You wouldn't pay any attention to it.
mad, but if that was like a full edited like video, that would have been bad, because you need like the comment cop video. It's fine, but it's like you gotta also look into like the VODs in the context before I feel you call someone manipulative. I feel like that's like, I feel like labeling someone as like a manipulative person is kind of needs more.
I just don't think it's that deep. I don't think getting called manipulative in a given situation is deep enough for you to warrant this response on 4-year-old drama. I just literally ignore it. Dude, listen, I'm sure that people have spoken of me and spoken of some of my old stuff and said things that are probably wrong or called me things. I don't even know because I don't pay attention because I don't care. Like, let people say their piece. If someone says something that's totally out of line, right? You know, obviously if someone tries to call me a full-blown P word, like that fucking, what's his face did, then yeah, I'll probably respond to that because that's an extreme example. But these kind of minor comments and looking at old drama, it's just not worth the hassle.
You could say it's a semantic now, but like, when I was watching, I was saying like these are manipulative things that like Bowblax is doing right now.
Yeah, perhaps I'm being just sensitive on that point, but like,
I mean, making like a broad like statement about someone's character that they're manipulative is different than saying they're like engaging and doing a manipulative.
Well, you said it's a pattern of behavior, which implies that like I'm consistently manipulative back then, and I'm still manipulative now.
Thank you for the sub.
With like the excuses and like
off depressed people.
Bowblax is what you get when you stop bullying in school.
Well, I disavow that, but thank you for the $5.
Explanations thing, or like what is your genuine intentions or reasons for why you do the King of Nothing thing or the Destiny thing, or like the copyright strike thing.
Well, I try to explain it, but then you say it's excuses. So it's like I don't know.
And it was like
my point of view. I mean,
it was like the old stuff with like the line about like the high thing or whatever, or that you weren't bringing up that as an excuse, but apparently you were on Twitter. Was that out of context, or was that just...
No, okay, if we look at the tweet, it's like, okay, let me go to the exact tweet, because like, okay, I need to go to your stream because you brought
it up. Dude, there's these people like the Smoking Salmon guy. They get so... Dude, soon enough, all the commentary slot vultures will be outed as the cows you are. Good luck with that, bro.
It was like on the lines of like it was a lapse in judgment because I was high, lol. Something like that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get the exact... I'm not denying it. I'm just trying to get the exact wording so I'm clear. Because again, it's 4 years ago. Fuck.
You're good.
Okay, here we go. So he said. So Tommy C said. So someone's talked about the striked video, which at this point, since I reverted it in 15 minutes, YouTube hadn't reverted it, but I did at this point. So Tommy C says, "Hey, Bowblax, remove this man's strike. Makes us all look like hypocrites." So I reply, "I did 2 days ago, but YouTube supports being slow." And then I link the reinstate the video striked by mistake.
Like, okay, he's talking about the processes in place. He doesn't seem to fundamentally understand the issue here, right? Like, this could all be true. He could have reverted it in 15 minutes. But particularly if the process has taken a long time to go through. This is what I'm saying. It's one of those things where the solution is for you not to have done it in the first place. And that's it. You're just going to have to eat a lot of shit on this because of the enormity of the fuck up, even if there's little points where you may be more correct. You fucked up real bad, right? Even if there's, but there was this, I took it back quickly. Doesn't matter. All this shit. Bro, it's just, he doesn't seem to get it. He doesn't seem to get it. That he has to eat loads of shit on this because of how badly he fucked up. And the best thing for him, that's why he's best off just ignoring it. If he wants to comment on it, right? Just go, you know what? I fucked up badly. You know, without going into the detail, I'm just going to take the L and move on. Boom. That's all you need to do. And this would not be a thing. But now he's like going into this private call. He's accidentally releasing the call now. He's uploaded it to YouTube. It's just a fucking disaster.
Fake link or whatever. Was fucking around with copyright tab while high and took them down by mistake. My bad. Now you can say the tone of this is too jovial or too like lol whatever. But you're saying I'm not taking accountability. I literally say my bad in the tweet. And like my mistake. I did mention hi, but I didn't feel like I was using it.
No, okay. I feel like he's trying to kind of downplay it a bit. It seems very obvious to me that at the time that, you know, he didn't seem to immediately notice the enormity of this, and he made efforts to try and mitigate and downplay it.
Predicted that Bowblax would be the next commentary fall.
John Swan. John Swan is the first person that said it. But yeah, it just feels like, okay, you're saying you said my bad, so you're taking accountability. What about all the other times when you're having to have the toss argue with you about how badly you'd fucked up?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
He thinks he can repent once and then it's done. No, Josh, you have to take licks for years. Maybe the rest of your time online. That's just how it works. For better
Thank you for the $10. Yeah, anytime this gets brought up, you have to take the L and move on. And it won't get brought up. People are not going to keep talking about this. Everyone's going to move on because no one's going to care after a week.
Yeah, I said my bad.
Well, it's this like and the combination of then like the Sonic stream and then the Nick stream. It just doesn't paint that narrative. Like I hear what you're saying, man, but I guess when I'm watching it, I feel like I'm reading two different stories and interpretations here. Where like you're also saying in the chat, if anybody brings this up again, I'm like banning them.
Hours on that stream, and I just want to play Sonic. I was trying to talk about drama that stream.
Yeah, but can you see how there's like two different interpretations? How someone could like interpret it a certain way?
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you for interpreting it the way in Comments Cop. I'm just trying to clarify for you, and you can look at the VODs and stuff yourself if you really want to dig into this and don't believe me, you know. But
Mini F, refresh.
So the Destiny thing, dude, you keep saying like for the Destiny thing. Moving on from the fucking is there anything more you want to talk about with Boo Boss, or I mean we can circle back to this combo if you want to like look at the VODs.
It could circle back. What's up with the Destiny stuff?
I'm pretty sure I told you that it was because I just didn't like Mr. Girl or Destiny platforming him.
Yeah, the Destiny thing was, I think there's an old tweet of Destiny where he's interacted with someone and he does like, you know, Courtney, is that the person's name? And it's like, he says, I don't even want to repeat it. It's pretty, you know, gross, but it's obviously a joke, right? It's obviously like a really crass joke. And Bowblax presented it as if it was real. And he used it to try and claim that Destiny is a full-blown PDF. And that's what the context of this part of the conversation is.
And I didn't see my tweet as like a huge...
And basically, Bowblax hates Destiny. Destiny hates Bowblax. They got this like beef from a debate they had years ago.
False pedo allegation. Although I do agree with your interpretation of it, and I did take that down. So on stream, you were saying I didn't take responsibility for it. I feel like I did, but...
I don't know if I said that exactly. I think I was saying that like more goes to show I have a hard time like buying some of these things that you weren't also trying to get a pot shot in at Destiny. Because
I was trying to get a pot shot at Destiny.
Yeah, on the tweet calling him a pedophile?
Well, I wasn't trying. That's not what I intended, but yeah, of course.
But the tweet was like Destiny saying that he was going to fuck it.
Hey!
Nicholas Diorio is the commentary goat. Bowblax is bottom of the barrel track.
Well, I like Nicholas Diorio, but obviously some people disagree with that. But that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
10-year-old, clearly out of context, and you're like, really makes you think about why he loved Mr. Girl.
It was a bad joke, but...
Yeah, but you're trying to get a pot shot at Destiny. Like, that was...
Yeah, that's what I said. That's literally... Yeah, that's what I said. Am I not...
Okay.
Like, yeah, that is what that was.
But the problem with that is saying, well, it was a joke. I mean, that sounds like you're trying to avoid the fact that you were trying to take a shot. Like, why not say, okay, I was joking, but I was also trying to take a shot. I don't know, dude. It just feels like, again, it's this like little attempt to squirm a bit when you can just be completely upfront about it, and then that's it, isn't it?
As for the King of Nothing tweet, I mean, that literally was
real
me.
quick explanation on that. Wait, what? Sorry, just what was like the final explanation? That it was just like a joke. So it was just. Like
It was meant to be a joke, but I admit that I didn't word it right, and I probably shouldn't have even attempted the joke in the first place.
Okay, that's wonderful.
The joke is that.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Is this
like
what it sounds
Okay, that's
like
wonderful.
when you're
But
kidnapped?
how do I make money off depressed people?
Thanks for covering this little pendejo. Cheers, my dude.
Tipster, thank you for the 333. And thank you for the super chat, Fast and Bulbous. This is what it sounds like when you kid lies.
I guess.
Yeah, and
which is a bad joke. So.
And I don't want to like.
Not really, no.
To be like an aggressive call at all. Like that's nowhere near my intentions. But like in that previous call, I'm now kind of remembering. And like you were bringing up that you were also like dealing with some stuff at the time, and I don't think that's ever an explanation or a reasoning behind anything, or like a justified explanation. I assume you're dealing with.
I mean, I mean, that's why I did. I said I made a mistake, and I apologized, and I said my reasoning behind it. That's not an excuse. It's just an explanation. But I mean, as for the mental stuff, I mean, that was just me talking with you. I would never bring that up.
Well,
but, you know,
I think to anyone it would probably only benefit you if you like never say that quote again or try to give like further explanations, because they always just come across as excuses to everybody.
Yeah, I over-explain things. I've always done
that. Well, here's the thing. It's not like over-explaining. It's like, it looks like you're trying to...
Okay, we're 50 minutes into the call. Any reason yet to release this, to prove any sort of point? Bearing in mind that lerix characterized, as far as I'm concerned, the only comment I know he made was saying, before any of this happened, before it came forward, was he said, we spoke privately, I'm paraphrasing, we spoke privately, I didn't want to speak too much about it, but I did try and give him some advice and stuff. That seems like a totally fair characterization of this call without revealing the detail of what you're talking about. So, what's going on? What's happening? Why are we listening to this? Why do I need to listen to this call of lerix trying to give heartfelt advice to you?
To avoid accountability. And that's why everybody, like, is, I guess, getting annoyed with that.
Yeah, but I really just don't understand the avoiding accountability when I'm literally just being upfront with everything.
You don't understand it? Dude,
No.
This is like what everyone is coming to the same conclusion to.
But you're saying I'm lying, and I'm saying I'm not, so how can I take accountability for something that isn't true? I'm taking accountability.
Sorry. Wait, I was making.
Well, what do you want to take? What am I not taking accountability for?
Well, with
or haven't even publicly. Yeah.
So what I said is that it comes across as you not taking accountability when you bring up things like explanations that come across as excuses. Where I brought up like some example on stream of like, just saying like outright, what was it? It was the. Fuck! It was something. It was something. But you.
Oh my god! Any reason for lerix to bring this up 4 years later? Could you imagine if someone, bro? What are you on about? So you're not allowed to talk about old drama anymore. You're not allowed to talk. What do you mean, bring it up? Bowblax was spurging out, and then people were like, "Oh, here's an old example." That's exactly what happened with me. Smaggle sent me a video linked to me of this clip of him, or you know, oh, watch this is about him saying the, let me speak thing, and I just watched the video about it, and I found out about it for the first time. There's plenty of times where people look back on things. People even make videos about years-old drama. People make videos about stuff lolcows have done 10 years ago. Like, the reality is, if something has happened on the internet, okay, if something has happened on the internet, in the future, people may come back to it and talk about it. Yes, I've done it with people. I've done it with Tipster. Is that really a problem for me to go back over old Tipster drama now just because that's happened in the Bowblax? It's so stupid. No. If you've done something, people have got a right to go and look at it and talk about it if they want. And if you don't like what's going to be said, just ignore it.
All you should say is just, hey, I fucked up in this situation. this was wrong, and there's no...
Bro! Yes, exactly. I've watched and talked about old dramas that fucking Nicholas has been involved in. And do you know what Nicholas hasn't done? He hasn't fucking thrown his toys out the pram and messaged me and spoken to me privately. Right? It's like normal people, except that people are going to look over stuff. Like, what was it? The Alberto video, I think, that I watched. And this was before me and Nicholas were even, you know, as close as we are now. And it had no impact whatsoever on the course of our friendship and the course of our knowing each other because, yeah, he didn't care. You know? Nicholas, if I looked at an old drama, I mean, I think I've criticised Nicholas for stuff like, yeah, over the Mama Max stuff. You know, we had a conversation about it. It's just normal people do not freak out about people giving reasonable feedback and commentary on old dramas that you've been involved in. People literally don't fucking care. It's just so retarded that you would be concerned about this when you can literally just fucking ignore it, dude.
Excuse, and there's no like reasonable excuse to explain why I did this. I fucked up, my bad, or whatever. Don't ever bring up like what you... Oh, it was the Destiny thing. Because I remember you made a tweet afterwards, the Destiny thing, and said, yeah, I'm in a bad place right now, or I'm going through something. And that just looks like a fucking excuse to try to avoid accountability. That's how it comes across to a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess I was just being too open. I honestly don't even remember too much from July and August, but that's another excuse. Whatever. I'm just like talking rant. I'm like not trying to make an official statement.
And I don't think if I had to bet, I don't think it's a malicious thing, but I think it's like, I don't know, it must be such a subconscious thing where it's like in your normal speech patterns where, yeah, I don't know if it's malicious, but fuck, man, it makes you look so bad.
Could you, I don't understand what makes me look bad. Can you?
Here's the thing as well, is like, there are probably times where there's like some drama that's happened and you are maybe more in the wrong, but there is an argument to make as to your side of it. It feels to me like particularly the 2020 drama, this striking the channels, is such a tremendous fuck up that it's just pointless to defend yourself because of how badly you fucked up, right? It's like, why even bother making the effort? You're just going to come across as trying to circumvent it, you know? I do not think now there's people that will look at this and go, oh, but Bowblax this, Bowblax that. People will just go, what? He struck a channel and it was transformative. Jesus, that's bad, right? And if you just say, I fucked up, no one will care that much and you move on. But he's like, he's got this obsession with trying to explain his side of it, even though it's like 99% he's completely wrong. It's so stupid, dude. What? He's got no self-control. And then this just makes him look insanely snaky, releasing this call.
So the overall point of when you fuck up something, people want to hear a wholehearted apology of like, hey, I fucked up. There's no excuse. There's nothing to excuse this behavior.
Yes.
I will do better. Or whatever
yes,
the fuck, you know what
exactly.
I mean? But then you pad it with...
Bowblax could even say, I fucked up really bad. I learned from that. And since then, I've not done it again. I was in a very bad place. And I fucked up really bad in doing that. And it's not an excuse, but it's just to say, you know, that isn't representative of what I'm normally like. And I've never done it again. Literally, I can't imagine people would really care that much about it. Right? Especially as it was so long ago as well. And to my knowledge, he's not done anything since.
I was in a bad place at the time. You know, I was high. I was doing this or that. And that's what makes everybody be like, fuck you. You know, just roll their eyes at it. Like, why?
I guess. Okay. That kind of makes sense. But
lerix is just correct here.
This is another excuse, whatever. But I've always been like, that's just my...
Also, here's the other problem too. Is I've got a feeling that Bowblax is going to do this bully shoe about lerix and kind of, you know, bring up his old drama and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, if he wants to do that, that's his prerogative. I just think that's like a tactical mistake. I don't think that you're going to really, apart from people that already hate lerix or hate the commentary community, I just don't really think that that's going to make people come to your side. I think people are going to just see you as very vindictive and petty. I think your best bet is to just let sleeping dogs lie. Rather than do a bully stream, just do a stream and present your side of it. And then just move on. If he does a bully stream and tries to go like nuclear,
Okay,
I don't
that's
know, man.
wonderful.
I think that's
But
going to
how
look
do I
real
make
bad, and people are
money
going to
off
think even
depressed
less of
people?
him,
RJ
particularly after
became
he's
a
leaked this
member.
call, even by mistake. Thank you for the memberships. Appreciate it.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Soap and Clay became a member.
Thank you.
Okay, that's
I'm like
wonderful.
really
But
through
how do
with
I make
everything. That's why I do
money
Twitter
off
like
depressed
Twitter
people?
versus is
Michael
the
Rules
like most
became a
thorough
member.
dissection of certain dramas ever, down to like every single tweet. Like I'm just
wonderful.
I just
But
want
how
to
do
make
I
sure
make
there's like
money off
everything's
depressed
clear and there's
people?
no
Bryce
ambiguity.
became a
And I always
member.
have trouble with like
understand-
communication,
No.
like people are misunderstanding me. So I'm like, okay, let me just
Okay, that's
say
wonderful.
it
I could
and
understand
then
why
dip.
you want to do that, and
people.
like,
Nemo
yeah, I
became
can
a
understand why
member.
you want to do that, but I think the main thing that is like the consistent like
Okay, that's
meme and
wonderful.
pattern
But
between
how do I
this
make
is
money
that
off depressed people?
you
Lerix
have
used to
difficulty
be so
understanding
aggressive.
how certain
It's
things
cool
you say.
seeing some character development. How come the 21-year-old is more mature than the 27-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know much about Lerix's aggression. Obviously, I know about the lolicon Lerix memes. I actually spoke to Mr. Sen about it, and the conversation is on the second channel a few months ago. But yeah, I mean, if people want to do a stream and talk about Lerix's lolly-themed dramas, sure, go nuts, go crazy. You know, I'm all more than whatever. I don't care. It's not really, you know, make as many streams about it as you want. It's just, to me, that would be an error for Bowblax. You know. Why do you cape so hard for Lerix? I don't think I do cape hard for Lerix. All I ever said is, you know, what good evidence have you got to back up the claims that are being made? And there just didn't seem to be, you know, substantive good evidence that was presented, you know? And that's it.
Come across other people and their interpretations. And although
Yes.
you might think it's like in your best interest, and although like maybe that's your type of communication pattern that you would want to see from other people is to get a full explanation, that's not what a lot of people want to see. They just want to see a blanket statement, I'm sorry, and no added fluff. And I think that's like the best takeaway I guess you could have from this recent stuff.
I understand that, but
How would it be bad to bring that up? Well, isn't it obvious? Because you've got a subsequent series of actions that is just making Bowblax look like a petty, vindictive, autist spurg. And this would just be another action that would further back that up. And people like you who want to see, and this is what I'm saying, if he wants to do it, go ahead. I've got no argument beyond it's going to be bad for you than doing it. But it's just going to create this perception that he is this very, you know, vindictive person. I don't know. Is that not obvious? Or how is that not obvious, especially with leaking this call, where Lerix is trying to give him genuine, you know, good faith responses? I mean, what's his problem with Lerix? Is it to do with his stream, or maybe because Lerix has spoken negatively of him since some of this drama has been happening or something? Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, that's something I struggle with, is like knowing how exactly to word things and say things. I like delete tweets all the time, make bad tweets all the time. This is like not news. I don't like, yeah, it's a flaw of mine, but like I don't know how this makes me like more manipulative or evil or lolcowy than I ever have been. Like I've made a bunch of yeah.
You don't understand,
and I don't like
the
repeating mistakes, but it's.
But that's the thing. I mean, Bowblax can respond. I'm just saying that framing it as a bully stream. Do you know what I think what it is I think Bowblax has had success in doing these tipster bully streams, right? I think that he's just replicating what's worked before. But the problem that he's got is that Lerix's standing is not the same as Tipster's. Even if you disagree and think that it should be or whatever, it doesn't matter. Most people do not see Lerix as a tipster-like figure. And so I don't think people are going to respond to it in the same way that they would Tipster, someone who's, you know, largely disliked and hated already, you know?
I genuinely just don't understand the point of views. So I'm like, it's like I'm trying to fucking speak Spanish and I don't know Spanish. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing my best and being as clear as possible, but that's, I guess, not what people need. I don't know. I
it's
just read
like it sounds
tweets.
like
I don't know.
it sounds like you just have like you have like a different communication style than like I guess like what most people have, or at least in this scene. So like I understand why you want fully people to understand your intentions or whatever, why you're doing a certain thing.
But how do I make money
But
off depressed people?
Even in private, Sonic blows Black's Josh is incapable of taking very important criticism on board and says this behavior is part of his personality and loves oversharing. He wasn't equipped to handle social situations as a child and it is his downfall.
Thank you, Stylo, for the 333. I mean, yeah, this should be the easiest thing in the world. Like, say what you want about lerix, okay? Right? Is lerix wrong? Is what he's saying incorrect? Is anything that he's saying unfair or unreasonable or excessive or rude or harsh? Maybe harsh, you could argue, but like, what's wrong with what he's saying? He's correct. He's saying it in a reasonable way. He's being firm, but everything he's saying is spot on, and Bowblax would do well to listen to it. But instead, he's recorded this call, put it onto YouTube, put it round to other people, claimed that lerix is bad faith, and accidentally leaked it to everyone. I mean, it's a total disaster on Bowblax's part.
I'm just trying to like tell you, and why you're having like a lot of these problems right now is because people don't want to hear.
Okay, people don't want to hear it, but then people don't want to hear it. But then there's people like you and other people in the chat. And I don't mean to like roast you too hard, but it's like, and it makes sense based on the Comic Cop video, but you completely like misunderstood and misrepresented that whole 2020 drama and didn't understand clearly because, you know, there wasn't...
Yeah, also, yeah, that's a good point as well. This idea of accidentally leaking it. It wouldn't have accidentally leaked if he hadn't have uploaded it to YouTube to spread it round to creators. So that's another L on his part. Why did he do that? Like, if you really had recorded it, you wanted to keep that to your fucking self.
The clarification of, like, how the copyright tab works. I know not everyone has that and all that, or I've dealt with that. So it's like... Like that explanation was for you. Like, that Mayo Monkey tweet is for you, because those are, like, it felt like you needed that explanation after I listened to your stream. Like, you say people don't need an explanation, but clearly you did need some clarification on...
No one needed any clarification from you. As someone who covered that exact video, or covered the situation, I said my piece about it, and I moved on. And I never would have fucking mentioned it again. And, you know, because why? We don't need to constantly refer to and talk about old dramas that have happened. It's just a note in my head. And my perspective on it was just, damn, I didn't realise Bowblax had done that. That was a real shitty thing to do. He shouldn't have done that. And that was it. And I was ready to fucking move forward. And then he's doing all this shit. Bringing more attention to the whole situation.
The thing I was critiquing is that you're... Wait, what did you feel like I needed further explanation on, or that I didn't have?
That I was saying it was a mistake, but also a lapse in judgment, and both can't be simultaneous. And I'm changing the story, and I'm being manipulative.
So that's not my fault for like.
Okay, Bowblax doesn't seem to understand that even if what he's saying is true, it's twofold. I made a lapse in judgment in striking, and I mistakenly struck a video in the course of doing it. That explanation is so elaborate, and you gain so little by explaining it anyway. You're far better off just saying, I was wrong to do it, I take the L and I move forward. What? He just doesn't grasp, but no matter how much he explains it, even if what he's saying is true, which I don't personally think is, but even if I agreed, okay, that's true, why explain that? Just say broadly, I fucked up, and that's it. That's all you need to say. Why do you need to... No, actually, what happened is this specific series of detailed pieces of information. Who cares, bro? Just say you were wrong and move on.
It's not your fault for thinking that based on the Comment Cop video, but that is also why I need these explanations, because
based on the stream. No, based on the stream you had with Nick. That's why Nick at the time also had the same problem with communication. It was because of what you were saying.
So just don't explain yourself. Dude, if there's a newspaper article about you taking a shit in a restaurant, okay, you got two options. You can either say, yeah, I took in a shit in a restaurant, it looks real bad, I shouldn't have done it, move on. Or you can say, well, you don't understand. At the time, I was really desperate and the toilet was taken and I didn't know what I was going to do. It was a lapse in judgment, so I accidentally took my pants down and took a shit in the restaurant. Why do you need to do that? Just say, yeah, it's gross, I shouldn't have done it, and move on and hope to salvage some fucking dignity out of it. Right.
You know?
Because people are not going to go, oh, let me listen to the guy that shit in a restaurant, this detailed explanation of why he shit in a restaurant. They're going to go, why is the guy shitting in a restaurant covering from shitting in a restaurant? He shat in a restaurant. Okay, like, do you see what I mean? The point is you've done something that's so disastrous and bad that by explaining it, it looks worse, and you look better by just taking the L and moving forward and trying your best to salvage some dignity out of it.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Me and Nick, so this was 4 years ago. Me and Nick have already, yeah, I'm aware. I thought we were talking about your stream.
We are. Like,
but don't you see how like you would have needed that explanation to understand that
I think we're talking about two different things when you talk about explanation here, because like what I'm saying is that when you add on extra explanation, like, oh, I was high, or I was doing whatever, or you know, that I'm in a bad place right now.
Okay.
That's the things that make it even more worse, because then like the more you're bringing up is the more people have to pick apart at you. Like, bullshit, dude. I'm not gonna buy the Deji line. I was in a dark place. I'm not gonna buy the whole, you know, I was high thing. Like, why the fuck you mentioned that? That's the extra explanation.
Okay. I'm strong.
Yes,
okay.
that's right. So exactly what I'm saying is the extra explanation is unnecessary and doesn't really help you that much, and people are not going to care.
Let me explain, and then tell me if I'm understanding correctly, right? Because I do think I'm understanding now. So you're saying, like, so for example, that Mayo Monkey tweet that I made, that conceptually has no issue, but the Tommy C one, it's like me mentioning the little things, like, oh, I was high, I was in a dark place, like the little like additions is what you're saying is too much.
The things that come across as excuses, yes, but when there is genuinely a miscommunication and you want to clarify a miscommunication, you're completely in your rights to do that. Like, for example, if you like misspoke, or you like use the wrong word with the mistake, with the mistake, or the fucking lapse in judgment.
Yeah,
that's something that you can clarify on if you feel like you misspoke or didn't fully communicate yourself on. But with the excuses, that's the main.
Oh, so you're saying I'm adding on too much fluff and extra detail to the situations that people don't want to know or care.
Yes, and they come across. Yes, and they come across as excuses.
Yeah, see, I would define that as like unnecessary detail, not excuses. But
okay.
I guess it's just I understand you now. I understand you now. I just when you say excuses and explanation, I just had like kind of a slightly different definition of what that was in my head, which is why I was confused.
Well, I know you do, because that's what you've been saying this whole time. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. So I get why you would think that way. But whether or not, I guess, you agree or not, I feel like I can 100% like confirm to you that is where your problems are coming from, is this whole, they're not excuses, they're just explanations. Like, I feel like that's the core of the issue, with shit that's happening here.
I agree that I've had too much fluff on that. But I mean, since then, well, now you're saying there's a pattern because of the Destiny thing and the King of Nothing.
I don't buy the King of Nothing thing either, to be honest.
I mean, we can get into that.
But I guess we established
the Destiny. So the Destiny thing is a pattern with the 2020 thing because I did something impulsively.
I just with the Destiny thing, I guess I just didn't buy your reasoning. But now you're saying that you wanted to get a pot shot at Destiny. But I guess
I thought I told you that, but maybe I told someone else that. I don't know. Or at him and Mr. Girl. It's kind of like both combined.
So did you just not interpret how that would come across as you like still like spreading and seeming like you agree with a pedophile allegation against Destiny?
Oh, I see. I can see that. I was mad and I didn't think of the implications when I tweeted that. And I mean, okay, this isn't like a fucking official explanation or whatever, but I did have like a
very simple way of doing this is saying, yeah, it was a joke, but also wanted to take a shot. There we go. End of conversation. That's it. It's literally that simple.
So break in July, and you can look up like what that entails.
Oh no!
I know Cleveland was joking about, oh yeah, the mental break like months ago. But it takes upwards of 6 months to fully recover.
No.
It's like a whole thing. I don't want to have to explain like medically or whatever. But
Don't forget as well, Bowblax thought this call made him look good and lerix look bad. Oh no, dude. What a disaster.
And so that's like the reason I was like more like I wasn't like I didn't have like the safety net, like the filter of like think before you speak, you know, the terms think before you speak.
So I
That
think this
filter is
example
like,
is something good to explore. Like,
Dude, that filter on knowing when not to speak, knowing when not to post something or something like that is critical. Because you can post something in the heat of the moment or say something in the heat of the moment, particularly on a stream, that can cause you, you know, issues for a long time, even later on down the line. And it's so important to have that sort of break procedure of like, okay, is this something I actually want to go ahead with or not? But it seems like Bowblax just doesn't have that. And it's like anything that comes into his head just conceivably could be put out into the world like that. And once it's online, that's it. You can't take it back. It's out there. You must have something that stops you from doing something which is then going to end up causing you problems.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the super chat. You know, I mean, you know, I've said things that I've changed my mind on. I've said things that, you know, I've been wrong about even, and I've, you know, expressed later that I've changed my perspective on something or maybe even been wrong about something. But I feel like I've learned the worst of that from other people, right? Of this idea that once you say or do something on the internet, that's it, that's forever, without going into all the details of it. But I mean, you know, yeah, you see people say something and it literally haunts them for the rest of their career. And you're like, okay, well, I probably should avoid that then, you know?
what you just said to me, I feel like you should cut all of that.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I mean...
I don't think you should even tell me that, to be honest.
Well...
Because it doesn't, like, excuse anything. And it is, like, kind of, like, hitting a notch in my brain right now of, like, dude, what...
Yeah, saying you've had a mental break, that's your problem to deal with. To be very blunt about it, okay? Because people aren't going to care about that or see that. They're just going to see your action. And most people are not going to get to the point where they're figuring out, oh, he's having a mental break. And even if they knew, they probably wouldn't care, okay? So that is a you problem to deal with. And if you cannot handle having mental health issues and having the internet, well, you're probably going to have to take a break from the internet, which is the most obvious solution. And you're probably going to have to find a way to manage your account where you're just putting out, you know, tweets about your content and have something scheduled or something like that. Or, you know, maybe if it's really bad, and this is what some people do, get someone to do it on your behalf. Pay them a few $100s a month to fucking tweet on your behalf or something. I don't fucking know what his financial situation is, but if it really is that bad, get someone to do it for you. You know, you cannot be in a state of like mental unrest with your hands on a Twitter account. It's the equivalent of being drugged up or drunk all the time with control of your social media. Like, you know, obviously there's been times where I've been said crazy stuff in my Discord that's kind of comedic and nothing that bad. But like, if that was all the time, it would only be a matter of time before you eventually said or did something that would cause you problems, you know? So, disaster. I am a content creator.
What is happening? Like, that doesn't excuse you spreading, like, false pedophile accusations or coming across this way.
Dude, I'm not trying to...
I know you're
adding
not.
extra, and I'm like refraining from the detail too. So
I 100% get that, and I get why you want to add on the explanation, so I understand your intentions. But I'm just telling you, it will only benefit you if you cut that part out because it comes across as excuses to everybody.
If you're trying to give me advice on what to say publicly, I'm not saying anything more publicly. That was my last tweet about it, the private one.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah, because I didn't want to make that tweet. I was thinking of either calling you make that tweet, but I was like, you made a public stream. I'm only gonna post on my private so the people, like, the cross audience sees it. Obviously there'll be some people who follow me on that don't follow you, but generally I felt like that was like a good play. And I'm trying to like do other stuff with I'm just.
Bro, he says this as he's recording a call. I mean, I don't know at what point he decided to upload it to YouTube, and then there's the bully stream that he's apparently got planned. Which apparently, from what I understand, his reasoning for recording the call was because he wanted to expose lerix for something. Which, you know, I mean, based on the call, there's not anything there. I've not watched all of lerix's content about this, but maybe it's because lerix has been being harsh to him on in his other streams. I don't know. When lerix has said, he characterized the call fairly. He said, I don't want to reveal too much about it. I spoke to him nicely and gave him advice, which is a fair characterization of the call. So it's not like lerix is trying to hide the fact that he's privately spoken to him in a nice way. That's known at this point. So what are you exposing exactly? What are you showing? There's nothing to show here. So what? Lerix was nice to you in a call. He said he was nice to you in a call, and he's also been harsh to you in public on stream as you've spiraled out of control on this. Like what? So what? Like what is that exposing exactly? What are you demonstrating there?
Working on Twitter versus other stuff right now. So, as for the King of Nothing thing, I mean, I don't. Like literally, if you look at the tweet, it's just me being like, pretty much like, "Lol, this roast isn't good enough, Smaggle," like sarcastically, because obviously it is good enough. It wasn't supposed to be defending King of Nothing. It was supposed to be joking at Smaggle.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Nation.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Breaking lerix exposed for being a good friend.
Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I don't know. I'd need to see some of lerix's coverage to understand, you know, in more detail. But even if lerix is criticizing him or being harsh about him on stream, he's already stated that he had a pleasant, nice conversation with him where he gave him advice. What is there to expose there? He said it to his own audience himself that that's what happened. And he even said, you know, I don't want to talk about it too much as a private call. He was trying to be respectful of the private nature of it.
Boop became a member.
Thank you for the membership. Very generous. Appreciate it.
Bad at roasting, quote unquote, but I was just joking because we're friends.
Yeah, I don't know exactly the nature of the leak and whether I think it was purposeful or not. I just think that it's utter incompetence at the very, you know, like he uploaded the call to YouTube and then shared it to people and then shared that image on social media. Could be argued he did that on purpose. Even if not, it's still an insane thing to do and it's retarded.
Maybe I should have just made the joke in DM group chat and quote tweet it. I don't know. I wasn't really like, I have other things on my mind. I was just like on Twitter real quick, saw the like discrepancy. I'm like, lol, and then like I made like a little shitter tweet under it. I don't really give a fuck if King of Nothing like his channel does well or not. I mean, I just play Fortnite with him. And
okay.
Also, yeah, the being reached public is a product of him sending it to people. Like, that is just a snaky thing to do. That is totally snaky. I cannot think of a time. I mean, there's maybe been times where I've really not trusted someone, so I've discreetly recorded it. Where it's been like a hostile interaction, maybe, or something. But I can't even think of a good example of that, let alone then sending it to people and being like, what do you think of this? Like, to me, a private call should be a private call. I have probably at times leaked DMs when I maybe didn't exactly need to, okay? So I take the L on, you know, unnecessarily leaking a slim amount of DMs at some point. Maybe once or twice. Maybe being a little bit harsh. But, you know, generally speaking, I try and keep to the logic that you should only ever leak stuff if you've got a good reason to do so, and there's a good argument as to why you would do it, right? But generally speaking, yeah, that's what I operate off. And I think, you know, releasing a couple of screenshots of DMs versus releasing this entire call, which is supposed to be a private call, I don't know, dude. It comes across as just absurd and unnecessary.
I don't think there's much to disagree on here because I just
you don't believe
I just
me.
don't know if I just don't know if I believe you. But yeah. I guess what we can take that's productive from this is that, like, do you understand why someone would have a tough time believing you with that tweet?
But
no, I don't always record. No, I don't always record. There's people who I trust that I wouldn't, you know, I just, yeah. I just, dude, it's just, sometimes, you know, you have to have some trust there, but it's nice to be able to have a call where you don't have to worry about being recorded and, you know, you can just be normal, completely normal without your guard up and say what you want to say, you know? He posted a Discord DM sharing the unlisted YouTube link on his private alt because lerix was making fun of him on his stream yesterday. Oh, so your argument is that he pretended to do it accidentally, but he did it on purpose. Yeah, possibly. I personally would say that seems like more of an accident, but it could well be that. Sure.
The King of Nothing one, I understand because I didn't add enough like sarcastic indicators to it or whatever, but for people to not believe my explanation, like as if it's impossible or something, and I have to have this like fucking terminally online like Nick versus fucking King of Nothing thing or whatever, it's like I don't know, like I just think like you don't think it's possible that I just was trying to like shit talk with Smangle. Like
it's possible, but I guess I don't fully
indicators to it or whatever.
Sorry.
Well or not. I mean, I just
I'm listening.
with him and
okay. I mean, I don't think there's much to disagree on here because I just
you don't believe
I just
me.
don't know if I just don't know if I believe you. But yeah. I guess what we can take that's productive from this is that like, do you understand why someone would have a tough time believing you with that tweet?
With the King of Nothing one, I understand because I didn't add enough like sarcastic indicators to it or whatever, but for people to not believe my explanation, like as if it's impossible or something, and I have to have this like fucking terminally online like Nick versus fucking King of Nothing thing or whatever, it's like I don't.
I mean, you know, I personally didn't see the King of Nothing Nicholas stuff as you know, I didn't really care about it that much. As you know, Queeman came on and was calling it snaky. I didn't even necessarily agree with that characterization. I didn't care that much about it. But what Bowblax has got to understand is that some people, despite your best efforts, are going to think that, you know, it's listen, and Queeman gets vindicated. Oh, really? Okay. But anyway, okay, if that's the case, so be it. So be it. But anyway,
okay,
the point I'm making is...
But how do I make
still,
money off depressed people?
Garfield RU/SRS.
Thank you for the $5. People are going to think you're a certain thing and you're not. And you've got to just take the L and move on. You cannot have everyone think the correct thing that you want them to think about it, right? Like, for example, there's some people who don't think I'm a nice guy. Can you believe it? And I've just got to accept that.
Like, if it's because I didn't add enough like sarcastic indicators to it or whatever, but for people to not believe my explanation, like as if it's impossible or something, and I have to have this like fucking terminally online like Nick versus fucking King of Nothing thing or whatever, it's like I don't know, like I just think like you don't think it's possible that I just was trying to like shit talk with Smangle. Like
it's possible, but I guess I don't fully
exactly. We also have racist
okay,
too.
why the let's delve into this a little bit. Like why don't you believe, because of the pattern of behavior, or do you think like I really cared deeply about King of Nothing's success on YouTube?
Pattern in previous context with going on Twitter and seemingly like sweeping for King of Nothing and playing his like defense.
Okay, here's the difference.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Remember when I asked you to not fight with Bowblax? I take it back.
Thank you for the $5. Guys, I just want to make it clear that I have not got like a meaningful dog in the race, okay? I'm just giving my honest takes about the situation, trying to be fair to all involved. This remains a neutral platform, and if any parties involved wish to hop on and discuss their issues, this is the best platform to do it on due to my neutrality, okay? That's it. That's all I got to say on the matter. I'm just playing the cards as they're dealt, all right? Hey, Gilded Poo. Hope you're well, mate.
I'm talking about views and likes, like banter, like lol troll with Smaggle. Before I was trying to explain, again, I saw someone stream on it and they didn't understand, and I tried to like explain his point of view lightly, even though I said in the tweet thread I disagreed with it. And I was like, oh fuck, wait, he hasn't said anything publicly. I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's trying to make a legitimate point versus shit.
Wait, go back. Okay, sorry. I'm listening.
Trying to like shit talk with Smaggle.
Everyone be quiet.
Like,
It's possible, but I guess I don't fully.
well,
But
okay, why though? Let's delve into this a little bit. Like, why? Why don't you believe? Because of the pattern of behavior, or do you think like I really care
pattern
deeply
in previous
about King of Nothing's success on YouTube?
pattern in previous context with going on Twitter and seemingly like sweeping for King of Nothing and playing his like defense.
Okay, here's the difference though. I'm talking about views and likes, like banter, like lol troll with Smaggle. Before I was trying to explain, again, I saw someone stream on it and they didn't understand, and I tried to like explain his point of view lightly, even though I said in the tweet thread I disagreed with it, and I was like, oh fuck, wait, he hasn't said anything publicly. I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's trying to make a legitimate point versus shit talk banter about likes and views. You think I'm trying to make a legitimate point, like, oh wow, King of Nothing's better because he has double the likes, like legitimate, like what? That's retarded.
Okay, what did I miss? Are you saying that he's like trying to downplay that he was trying to make a serious point about the likes thing? I mean, my interpretation of it is that I think that he relies on this like misunderstanding of things, like, oh no, it was just a joke. I don't think it was. I think you genuinely were trying to back up King of Nothing in both instances. Personally, that's how it comes across to me. I don't think the audio's bugged.
That's not a real point. That's views and likes.
Yeah, it's possible. I guess just the most important thing is just that like there should be like this tick in your brain that like thinks like, you know, if I read out a
Oh, I see, yeah. So he was claiming that he put out a statement. Well, yeah, so basically he put out a statement on King of Nothing's behalf, and then when it was pointed out to him that King of Nothing himself hadn't commented on it, he decided to take it back because he hadn't spoken on it. Oh my god, dude. Queen Vindicated. Okay. I need to listen more. Okay. Yeah, maybe it comes up in a sec.
tweet and I reread it to myself, like, oh fuck, wait, I can see how this can be interpreted a certain way to someone else, so I'm just gonna scrap the whole tweet entirely. Like, you know, sometimes I'll have a moment like that where it's even though I know what the fuck I'm talking about, I understand how, especially in text formats, it's not going to get communicated that way. So I guess like,
and I do have that
need to have that filter because especially of the like how often I feel like this happens. Isn't really much reason to give charitability with how often it is.
In terms of me, like, not thinking before I speak, yeah. But in terms of, like, me actually being malicious and, like, trying to, like, not be jokey, because you're saying, like, I'm not taking into account how other people see these tweets. And I would 100% agree with you, and I 100% think that's an issue and it has been an issue. But in terms of, like, me thinking I'm, like, actually mad or that my intention is different with the tweet, it's just, I don't know. Because my intention isn't that, so I just don't... I guess I'd have to think about how you guys see that outside of, like, me just not saying lol or whatever. In terms of, like, if you were to have, like, Discord bot trackers on my tweets, like, 50% of my tweets or, like, 60% of them would be deleted. I always tweet and then think about it, like, a minute later and then, like, delete it. I'm, like, I have really bad impulsivity issues. And
yes,
obviously
that is true.
They've been exacerbated in the last few months. But generally, over the course of the last 4 years, I do think it has been getting better. I mean...
Oh, dude. And maybe it is just the pure sheer autism of it all. But I feel like... You learn. You learn that once you put someone out there, that's it. Particularly if you've got any sort of following... The likelihood of it getting screenshotted is incredibly high, particularly if you're in the public eye. So you can't just get something out there and then delete it afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, great, you've got autism. Yes, we know that now. You've told us about 1 billion times, okay? You need to get a handle on your behavior regardless, because people are not going to care about that if you're doing something like Spurgy. They're going to be like, you're a fucking retard. They're not going to be like, oh, I've got to be careful because he's autistic, though. But you got to get a handle on your behavior. Dude, this is the failure of a great many people, is not knowing when to shut the fuck up.
We're comparing 3 scenarios, but one is from 2020, and then the next one, the Destiny one, is from 2024. That's a 4-year gap of no pattern of behavior, and then this pattern of behavior randomly comes up back again in July and September.
Is that even true? That's only the ones people are talking about. I think this is like relying on people not knowing the full insight, but I would be confident that if I went back and dug a little bit, there'd probably be other examples of this behavior that you could point to. I'm not going to go and look into it, but all I'm saying is I can't say for certain what is and isn't there because I don't know. But I feel like the idea that there's like no other thing that you can point to is I'm very skeptical about that claim. Let's put it that way.
There was also like, I don't know, I feel like there's just weird times where I guess.
Or I tell you what it could also be. It's disguised because it's aimed at someone that no one cares about. Right? How many Tipster Bully streams has he done? Is anyone going to care if he says something completely fucked and wrong about Tipster? No one's going to fucking care, are they? See, that's the problem. Is if you're doing it and you're getting cheered on for that and you're not getting corrected for it, then it's going to get disguised and you're not going to recognize the problem of doing that. So it's like, it's either that it is there and we're not thinking of it, or it's disguised because it's aimed at someone that people generally hate anyway.
You just don't get, like, what was that non-binary tweet? And like, I guess just Tom was just like poking fun, like, glad you chimed in, and then you like took it ultra serious.
Yeah, I did.
I guess just like what happened there.
Yeah, that was also in July. I mean, again, it's like, dude, like I fucking hate, dude. I'm so fucking annoyed with I am so fucking annoyed with my mental health. You have no idea. Like, this is not, like, I don't want. Fuck, dude. Okay, it's like, okay, I shouldn't even be saying any of this. Whatever. It's like, but can't you see that, like, the gap, like, I'm not.
Hey, Nicholas.
Nothing happened between 2020 and 2024. And then I've been trying to take a break offline. Like, I've literally.
Okay, Nicholas. I know you're desperately trying to not, tipsterize the situation, okay? Do you feel that it's true that between 2020 and 2024, there's no behavior that Bowblax has exhibited where he's spurged out and done something which is wrong? Like, I don't know for sure, but I'm skeptical about that, and I would imagine that there's probably some behavior that you would look at and be critical of at that time.
Off and did it, so I don't know. I just don't know what else I can do. I'm trying to be as responsible and open as possible. Even talking with you, like, there's a bunch of other creators who just like scream.
The fact of the matter is too is that I'm not. The fact of the matter is too, if you're like saying that like you actually have been.
Okay,
wait, hang on a sec.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Bowblax needs to stop being carried by his buds just because he is the special one. Him not being able to take an L has finally caught up to him.
Well, let's just put it like this, Jerm. From what I'm hearing, I feel like there's more of a hands-off approach being taken by certain individuals now, okay? I don't think you have to worry about that anymore.
Like, better, or like this hasn't happened in the time frame of 2020 to 2024. I mean, I don't have fucking examples from that because I don't fucking remember, nor was I even like around to even.
Yeah, what I was saying is either there is stuff that maybe is less serious than that. I mean, that is an extreme example, the striking thing. Or maybe it's covered up because it was aimed at people that no one likes anyway, like Tipster.
Remember or no, but if I had to like hedge my bets going back into it, there probably is a lot of other situations like this. Wouldn't you be willing to say?
Yeah, with like little minor things here and there. I mean, I'm openly not like a perfect person. Like, I make mistakes, like, but I address them and try to be responsible when they happen. I just don't understand this, like, I'm not taking accountability. Because I understand, like, the extra fluff thing now, right?
Well, even saying
But,
I'm not
like-
a perfect person comes across that way. You said a similar thing to the stream 4 years ago. Like, I'm not perfect. How can you expect me, like, to, like, you know what I mean?
I'm
What
just
else do you
trying
want
to be
from me,
open
Nick?
and
I've already apologized. Like,
yeah, I still like like what do you guys think I need? Like, what do you guys think I'm doing? Like, what do you think I should do from? If you were me, what would you do? Like, I don't.
if I were you, what would you do?
Like right
I would
now.
just say ultra think about, I guess, each public.
How do you know I was
like ultra?
Yes, I was scrolling Twitter. Okay. What did I miss? Dude, I was scrolling Twitter then. Okay, that's true. You got me. You got me. Okay? It happens.
Think from all perspectives. How is this going to be interpreted? Especially on text format on Twitter. Especially.
Yeah. I mean, this is good advice, and this is like, let's take this out of this.
Wait, what did he say?
that.
Sorry.
Each, if I were you, what would you do?
Like right
I would
now.
just say ultra think about, I guess, each public state. Like, ultra think from all perspectives. How is this going to be interpreted?
Yes.
Especially on text format on Twitter.
Bro, it's so crazy to me, right? Celebrities have PR teams that carefully craft a lot of public statements they make, and they've got media training and stuff like that. And obviously, we're not celebrities, right? But you're making a public statement about something all the time about things. You do need to have a level of consideration about that on the level that you're at, you know? Like, if you've got fucking 5 followers, who cares? But the more followers you get and the more attention you get, the more you need to be cautious about this stuff. And yeah, you've got to consider everything you say. You know, even on stream, I say some stuff that's a bit wild sometimes, but I do kind of have thought processes about, okay, I need to be cautious for TOS reasons of this, or if I say this, how this might get interpreted, da-da-da-da-da. You know, it's a constant thought process, so you don't end up putting your foot in it and saying something that will fuck you over potentially forever, you know? So yeah, you've got to be your own PR representative in your own head to recognize when you shouldn't say certain things, because otherwise it can fuck you up.
Especially.
Yeah. I mean, this is good advice, and this is like, let's take this out of this current like conversation or whatever to an extent.
Yeah, well, thank you. I thank you. You saying you'd argue if I was a celebrity. Thank you, E.G. Daddy. There's others that argue I'm a journalist too. I'm a celebrity journalist, guys.
Dude, it's just so annoying to even have to do that, bro. Like, why? I'm like why do I even, dude? Like, it just makes me not want to tweet at all. Like, I just don't want to say anything, dude.
Good.
If that one little like joke about King of Nothing is gonna be like such a fucking big issue, like, I don't even want to say fucking jack shit about anyone anymore, bro. Like,
well,
good.
It's the context of added about everything.
Yes, good. If you're a commentary guy, the thing you should be doing and tweeting about is drama and talking about drama that's happening. And you should put a tweet out, let it go out there, and never fucking look at the replies. So it'll be full of morons who just talk shit, probably. That's it. All you need to do. Oh, this just happened. Look at this. Oh, blah blah blah. You know, you don't need to constantly tweet out all the shit he tweets out. It's so stupid.
Like, I don't know, man. I want you to fucking succeed. I don't know if you watched my whole stream, but like my conclusion.
I already am succeeding.
Oh man.
Now.
Okay, I'm just using a figure of speech of like,
oh,
I don't want to see Bobby like getting fucking shit on by like community members or like Alex Gekmo.
The only people shitting on me really is like Alex Gekmo, Queeman, and you though. Well, Alex. Well, Queeman and you in terms of content. That's what I mean. Shouldn't include Alex Gekmo. He's not a content creator, but. Chud,
but I feel like even you not being able, like, I feel like I can't really get through to you, and you can't even like acknowledge in this conversation, which is just like,
bro, dude. Okay, I feel like I've been more than fair in what I've said. Okay, I wouldn't characterize it as shitting on Bowblax. Okay, some of the thumbnails are quite provocative, and some of the titles are provocative. Although that's DK, I take responsibility for that. But that goes both ways. We've given like a sort of balance of like, okay, in this one we're talking about how there's like insane detractors going at him. And then in another one, it's like Bowblax has crazy meltdown. You know, there's a fairness there, even in the presentation of the story, where, you know, there's both kind of, and I've tried to be balanced in looking at this fairly at all sides, not just being like Bowblax is this, so and so's that, da da da.
Josh is so frustrated with the entire internet not understanding his nuanced tweets. He isn't able to comprehend he is the problem.
Oh my god, Nicholas Diorio putting his head above the parapet to criticize Bowblax. Thank you for the $5. You know, I'm not that bothered about it. You know, to be honest, he's not making a big deal about it, but you know, it's just I just want to highlight that I genuinely have not got any ill will or hatred towards Bowblax. A lot of this is just business, I'm afraid. Like, you're the drama at the moment. There's not much going on, and it's getting views and it's making me money. So, you know, how many people we got watching now? Yeah, there's like 1,500 people plus watching now. Like, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I will accept the same in return, you know, on when the shoe is on the other foot. Do you know what I mean? You're pulling your punches because it's Bowblax. I genuinely don't think I am. I don't have a dog in the race. Me and Bowblax are fairly neutral. I'm not like friends with Bowblax. We talked a bit privately in DMs about certain things. We've been on a few streams together, but I'm not like, you know, yeah, exactly. I'm not like friends with him by any means. Yeah, I don't really feel like I'm part of like this goon squad that people talk about. I'm, you know, like obviously I'm friends with Nicholas, but I'm just doing my thing, saying my piece about stuff, you know. It's all business, I'm afraid. If it was Tipster, you'd be going harder. Yeah, but I don't think that this is the same as Tipster. I know some people are characterizing it like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, to me, there's a level with Tipster that takes it to, you know, something else. Tipster's done more stuff. You know, you know, to be fair, at the start with Tipster, maybe later I'll agree with you and I'll be harder on Bowblax. But, you know, even at the start with the Tipster stuff, you remember, I was like, God, why does everyone go so fucking hard at Tipster? And then it turns out there's way more stuff I don't know about. You know, I'd say that video that I watched of him with the copyright strike stuff was, you know, a step in that direction, because I was like, fuck, this is really crazy. I can't believe he did this. So maybe it might, you know, go further and I'll continue down this pathway and be more critical as time goes on. But as it stands today, on the 13th of September, 2024, I'm not feeling that same energy or vibe that I would go by this at the same level, you know?
I guess, like, disappointing, because I feel like if you can't fucking, like, acknowledge some of this shit, it's
well, what am I not acknowledging?
I just feel like you haven't been able to, like, fully understand, like, the perspective. Like, I feel like every time I bring up a good point, you say, like, that's true, and, you know, that's good advice, but also this, and that, which are going to be, like, reasons why it's gay, and I'm actually, like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, I'm just giving you, like, this is, like, this isn't public. Like, I was just giving you, like, extra explanation because it seemed like you were interested. I mean, if you don't want to hear everything and you just want me to address everything as if we're on a live stream, then I guess. Yeah, I am taking, I take responsibility, and then I'm adding extra fluff to you here too, and I guess you're annoyed by that, but it's like, that doesn't validate the explanation. Like, I am addressing everything. I'm just addressing it too much, but that doesn't mean it's not addressed. That doesn't mean I'm avoiding responsibility.
I feel like that sentence just, like, so clearly communicates to me that you don't get it. Is that, like, adding on extra explanation takes away from your initial, like, apology. That's what it takes away from.
I disagree, but I guess people see it that way, so I gotta keep that in mind.
Well, even if you disagree, I'm telling you, it's in your best interest to, like, live on the assumption, I guess, or tweet on the assumption that that is true, because I feel like this is, like, the consistent thing that people are annoyed at.
Okay. I'll do that now.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like you don't really get it.
I don't.
He's flamming out, no concessions, even the smallest ones he will not concede. Yeah, it's dude, it's bro. This is not. All of his actions is just blowing this up well out of proportion. Lerix is being totally reasonable here. All he's got to do is just say, yeah, I fucked up here, I fucked up there, da 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 da. You know, and that's it. But he can't seemingly even do that.
Okay, so you're saying I don't get it, and then you say like about the fluff and the explanation, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll work on that. I explain like in depth, like I repeated back to you.
Boom, boom, perfect. If you say like, okay, I'll work on that, then that's perfect. That's great. You should just say that.
Don't worry, guys. It'll sort itself out in a sec.
Is that fine? Is that? Do you disagree?
Yeah, I'll work on it. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't understand how you're saying I'm not getting it. But that's kind of like a meta. Like I don't get how you're saying I don't get. I don't know how you can explain that, but if I just don't get it, I guess I just don't. But I mean,
well, no, I'm just saying, like what I just said. Like I feel like you should just stop it by saying, like, yeah, I'm going to work better. You know what? I see your point and I see your perspective, and even though I have my own certain thoughts about these things, I understand how it could be perceived that way, and I will do my best to like make sure, because it's in my best interest, and also I don't want to get like people like frustrated at me to do things this way. Yeah. I feel like that's perfect.
Yeah, okay. But just talking comedy, dude, it's like it's like I love talking. I'm a YouTuber and I talk about YouTube drama and I go like super in depth with everything, so it just feels weird to go in depth with everybody, but like when it comes to myself, like I'm just
so there's certain times where
yes, correct. You need to hold a lot back about yourself. Correct. Bro, there's tons of stuff that happens to me that is just not appropriate. It's not even anything embarrassing or anything. It's just, you guys wouldn't really be interested. Or there's some stuff that I just don't want people to know broadly because it's, you know, private or something. I don't know, dude. It's just, what? Like, what? Yeah, of course, there's loads of stuff about yourself that you keep back. As a general rule of thumb, if you're like a drama person, most of your time should be spent speaking about what else is going on. If you get a very serious allegation against you, I think at that point, maybe you want to talk more about yourself. But other than that, yeah, I just don't understand why you'd want to talk at length about yourself beyond little snippets here and there. I think we might do the Instagram wake-up stuff soon later. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I do have some other stuff to get to, and we got a little bit of... We got a little bit of break the rules payola later happening, I think, but we'll see. Yeah, I did. We're you know, 3/4 of the way through now. This is very bad. Like, this is very bad for Bowblax. What has Bowblax shown here? I cannot think of what he's going to say on his stream that is going to validate sharing this.
Saying more actually, there's certain times where saying less actually does more. So of course I know you want to probably explain with like a lot of different situations, which you can, and that can benefit you. But when it comes to addressing something, or when people are mad at you, saying less is more, and just accepting and moving on. That's why, like, when you look back at all the apologies that are taken as good on YouTube, PewDiePie's is regarded as the best, is because he just says, "I'm sorry, this is inexcusable. This word is not my vocabulary," or whatever. I think he was apologizing for the N-word when he said that. And he just continued and kept going. That's why that's reviewed as such a good apology. Versus all this other bullshit added in fluff. I'm bringing in my dog. I got my mansion in the background. I start breaking down in tears. That's why people call those bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, the issue... Yeah, I agree. I think a part of this is...
Yeah, Nicholas, I was saying earlier about that is... If people want to make content about, you know, Lerix's past history and drama, I mean, the Lolicon Lerix stuff, yeah, sure, go nuts. I just think for Bowblax, that is going to be a very bad optical move, especially when he's leaked this call where Lerix is being very nice to him and trying to help him. And it's just going to make him look like a totally petty, vindictive freak. And, you know, yeah, I just think that is a big mistake. it's going to make him look worse. But, you know, seems like that's probably the way it's going. I mean, I'm not sure, but yeah.
That, like, a lot of YouTubers, when they get in trouble, they use mental illness as an excuse, so...
And definitely never, I don't know what happened to that Chud stream, but never bring up your trauma or, like...
That's the one thing I regret in this whole thing, is bring that... My intention with that was to just be like... This is the cutoff point, like, let's not go further. But then it did go further, so I was like, what? I don't know.
Of course, it's fucking Queen then. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with Queen. The only time I talk...
Wait, what?
Yeah, I agree. I think this, a part of this is that, like, a lot of YouTubers, when they get in trouble, they use mental illness as an excuse, so...
Listen, look, okay? Obviously, you guys know I like Queeman. This isn't meant in a bad way, okay? But Queeman could be ignored. If you're the size of Bowblax, Queeman is the equivalent of like a little fucking tick on your leg, right? Maybe not a tick on your leg, 'cause you do need to do something about that. What's it like? It's like a little dog fucking barking at you. You can just go walk by and ignore it, right? He's like a flea. He's like a flea. Ignore him and he'll get his fill and go away. I don't know, bro. He's like a little bug. He's like... Do you know what it is, right? There's something about him, right? Some sort of characteristic that he's got that makes me think he's like a rat. But you know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at, right? It doesn't need this big response. You can just fucking... Who cares about fucking Queeman if you're that size, you know?
And definitely never, I don't know what happened to that Chud stream, but never bring up your trauma or, like...
That's the one thing I regret in this whole thing, is bring that... My intention with that was to...
He's more like a tick. He latches on to a potential lolcow, and then he won't let go until he's nice and plump and full of juice. And you have to be very careful when you take him off. Yeah, I think that's something, you know, like I say, kind of characteristic, isn't it? You know, latching on, getting as much as you can out of the situation. But yeah, it's just, you know what I mean? It's like, to spend this much time worrying about what Queeman is saying about you is just stupid. And it just isn't worth... You know, like, a lot of this is only playing into Queeman's hands because he shared that clip, which has stoked a bit of drama, which he's now playing into. And Queeman is literally rubbing his hands together, okay?
Be like... This is the cutoff point, like, let's not go further. But then it did go further, so I was like, what? I don't know.
Of course, it's fucking Queen then. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with Queen. The only time I talked with him was in that Chugga Conroy debate we had. And I know he's friends with Chud.
Rewind!
And
to what?
When they get in trouble, they use mental illness as an excuse, so...
What's the boogieism?
Never. I don't know what happened to that Chud stream, but never bring up your trauma or, like...
That's the one thing I regret in this whole thing, is bring that... My intention with that was to just be like... This is the cutoff point, like, let's not go further. But then it did go further, so I was like, what? I don't know.
Of course, it's fucking Queen then. Yeah.
Hang on a sec. It was the cutoff point, but then he tweeted about all the stuff that was happening afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with Quinn. The only time I talked with him was in that Chugga Conroy debate we had. And I know he's friends with Chud. And people talk kind of positively about him. I thought he was normal, but apparently, like, I watched a stream after, and he's like, Bowblax shouldn't have even been in this community.
Queeman is like,
Okay, that's
me and
wonderful.
Queeman are totally
But
chill,
how do I make
right?
money
We got no
off
problems
depressed
at all,
people?
really.
Queeman should buy the brand as an outlet. Both channels would benefit greatly from the acquisition. Think about it.
And the thing is, like, obviously, I can have a normal convo with him, but he's also, like, he hates people. He really hates people and likes to fucking go at them and talk shit about them and all this stuff. And if you're in the kind of firing line of that, why even give it any... I just don't understand why you'd pay it any attention and wouldn't just ignore it. There's plenty of people that are going to hate you and are potentially going to shit on you. Just got to ignore that shit.
To retard, I'm like, Wait, this is the people endorsed? Like, I don't know. I felt a little blindsided by that.
Very
Also, by
hyper-aggressive.
the
People
way,
make-
I feel like this is important context. Nick asked me to come on the stream. I didn't even know they were streaming. So, like, you can see in the VOD, like, he messaged me about it. And then when we came in with that call, we were mid-talking. We were only talking for, like, 2 seconds before Chud came in.
Okay. There was... So my understanding is I believe that Nicholas... Right, yeah. You leaked DMs because you felt Bowblax had mischaracterized you, which I think is fair. I think they're on Queenman's stream, but if you would be so kind as to send them to me, I would like to just show those so we can see.
It was literally like a group call created with him, Chud, and me at the same time, and I just answered before Chud did by a couple seconds.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wasn't like begging to come on the stream or trying to address it. I didn't even see the Alex Gekmo leaks.
I mean, based on what I was there, obviously, I had a very low pressure situation with it. I wasn't, and from my understanding, especially from having spoken to Nick a bit, in DMs, my understanding was that, yeah, it was like a very low pressure, up to you if you want to come on, but no pressure whatsoever. You can just leave it if you want. And then obviously throughout the entire call, Nicholas was doing everything he could to protect Bowblax at every turn, including completely shutting down the idea of Queeman coming on. So, I feel like the way he's presenting it here is like, no, there was like so little pressure from me, from speaking to Nicholas. It doesn't seem like there was any pressure. And then there's these DMs, which Nicholas leaked because he felt he was being mischaracterized. You want to chat on Chud's stream about King of Nothing or Alex tweet? Sure, give me a sec. I'm not at a PC. Are you sure they have... They are baiting content and Alex just leaked your DMs. Sue me. Guilty as charged, okay? I confess. I wasn't, there wasn't much going on and I thought, it would be good to get a conversation going. But I wasn't like, I was just, it was an offer. I was offering a neutral platform to sort this all out, okay? Anyway. Only come on if you're 100% sure you want to have this chat publicly, because I had no clue they were going to do that. Fuck, I don't know, man. Normally I would, and it's easily explained, but I'm not 100% myself mentally at the moment still. I'll hop on for a bit, though. Link me. I'll talk about King of Nothing, but not too much about Alex. I'm willing to chat with you offline, by the way. Bro, this is like multiple outs.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Being hated by Queeman just means that you're 99.99% of the general population.
Dude, who's got the edit of this? Thank you for the super chat. I really hate that guy, normal guy meme. This meme is so prevalent about Queeman that there's a version of this where someone's actually edited Queeman's face onto this. Now, I wouldn't describe Bowblax as a normal guy, but I do think the fact that someone has edited this to put Queeman's face here demonstrates what we're dealing with, okay? Anyway, if anyone's got the edit, put it in. It's a good meme. I'm wanting to chat with you offline. By the way, I don't know they were going to use that comment to bring up other stuff. It feels weird saying let's do it in private after I commented publicly. But Alex just dumped all your DMs, so it kind of changes the board. I'll hop on, okay.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
I was only this clear because I still feel bad for not warning Mutterha for prepping him for him getting nuked from orbit.
Dude! Yeah, I was a bit heated, okay? A little bit heated. True. But no, I had no intent. I didn't, I didn't have the same energy because I didn't have the same personal investment in it. To me, it was just purely funny and I was having a laugh with it, Hello? Hello, sir? Hello? Anyway. To me, it was just funny. And it was just, it was funny because obviously, Nicholas had been accused of sweeping and stuff. And then literally I was looking at my second monitor, browsing Twitter, which is why I do this, by the way, right? And it comes up with this Alex tweet. And so I'm like, in the moment, thinking that would be really funny to show Nicholas as a laugh, because then, you know, I thought Nicholas would be cool with it. It'll be a funny moment. You know, it's not that big a deal. It's not that high stakes. And yeah, that's then what happened. So I wasn't ever angry about it. It was just funny. But I also wasn't, you know, obviously I wanted content. But I was never like, oh, Bowblax has got to come on and answer to this, because it was kind of quite low stakes and it wasn't really that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, you know. And now where are we? We've got this leaked call. He's going to do a bully stream on lerix. Stupid. Just absolutely insane, blowing up unnecessarily, when all he had to do is eat a bit of shit over a retarded thing he did 4 years ago, you know?
I knew what I said, but I didn't know how much was leaked in the stream. I was, like, brought on, like, 5 minutes after I found out Nick was even mad about the King of Nothing thing. So I felt, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was a mistake. Going on that was a mistake for sure, but...
yeah, I get what you're saying, and overall, it's like a conclusion. Like, it's cringe to say, but, like, don't want to burn any bridges. Genuinely, though. And I personally, like, I get what you're saying, and I understand why you want to give further explanation and to explain to people your intentions, because you just want to make sure that people know that you're not coming from a malicious place. I completely get that. But I know other people, and they don't want to hear that, and they won't give you, like, that same amount of, I guess, shared ability as we're, like, seeing, and they just want to, like, shit on you. So that's why I feel like it's just important to mention, because I like understand what you're saying and what you mean,
well,
and
now
I
you
like,
do. I mean, you were calling me manipulative in the stream, so it's like,
yes, I do think that certain things you were doing were manipulative. I still agree with that, but it doesn't change what I've been saying.
I mean, can you not even concede that? You don't even have to concede that you were, without question, being manipulative. You could just say, okay, I'm happy to accept that you interpret some of my actions as manipulative, right? I'm sure lerix would probably even be accepting of that and wouldn't want to argue the toss and drill down from there. But it's exactly that there's nothing that can be conceded. He can't take the smallest L. And it's just, dude, it's insane. And then he records this and releases it. And there's nothing that meaningfully wrong that I can see that lerix has done, at least. What the fuck is going on with this dude?
Well, you said that I wanted to bring up an explanation to make sure people knew I wasn't manipulative, but you think I'm manipulative, so clearly, and you're saying that explanation is too much, but you still think I'm manipulative, so clearly I did need to make an explanation.
Dude, there's more.
Sorry, no, wait, I'm getting the explanation and fluff confused.
What
the no, fuck? Wait, no, I'm not.
Yes, these are two different things. But hey, man, I feel like we've covered it. Do you feel that way?
Do you think I'm an evil, manipulative person with bad intentions?
No, I don't think so. And that's why I wanted to do
good.
this like private call. It's like general public, retarded, Brad taste. Like I wouldn't do a private call with them or whatever the fuck. And you know, it's not like I'm trying to like posture and say like I'm good friends with you or whatever. But I do like being friendly with you, and I want to be able to hopefully talk to you and give you an understanding, I hope, of like why the recent shit is happening.
Dude, because sometimes you can still think someone is overall good, but there's times where they're acting in a manipulative way. Everyone at times acts in a manipulative way. Like, it's not as if lerix is completely condemning him. Like, if anything, lerix is being more than nice based on the circumstances. And Bowblax has still chosen to leak this for some reason. It's so insane, dude.
Well, yeah, it's just that, like, so you don't think I'm an evil person. I'm glad you said that, but, like, that's what I
Yeah, exactly, DJ Screwdriver. So, he's saying he's arguing the toss that he's manipulative, whilst knowingly recording this call, and then he's leaked it. And, well, he's at least put it onto YouTube as an unlisted video, which is then leaked out. And he's passed it round to people, claiming that lerix is being bad faith in the call. That is manipulative. That in itself is manipulative, dude. I'm like, what? Prove I'm not manipulative by doing something manipulative.
In the stream to an extent, even though you were saying like, oh, I want to be cool with Bowblax, I hope he doesn't unfollow or whatever. Because it's like, you're calling me manipulative. That, like, to me, calling me manipulative or a liar is like calling me like...
Well, no, he purposely sent it round to some creators And then he shared a DM, a screenshot DM that he had with Toastify, and that had the link to the video unlisted, and people obviously went and looked at it. Because, of course, I mean, this guy's been doing it for fucking years. Of course, if you put a... Just utter incompetence. Is it utter incompetence? Or was it purposeful? I don't know. I don't want to speak to that. I can't say one way or another, but... Anyway. Who's next? You. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Is like pretty bad. It's basically like as bad as he can be without like breaking the law, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I just felt like
I feel like someone can engage in manipulative tactics, but not be like a horrible, manipulative, malicious, evil.
I think we just have. I think it just comes to a perspective on like the weight of what that label entails.
It's
for,
like
each of us in our own heads.
I look at it as like a debate tactic. Like if you're in a fucking conversation with someone and you're just having a conversation, trying to like get an own and get and win. Like you're being like manipulative with the way that you're having this conversation right now.
Wonderful.
Do I think that you're a horrible person, or is that discredit?
Off depressed people.
Lizard brain survival instincts kick in, and manipulation happens even from people who are normally not.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Thank you for the super chat.
Everything else you've said, or had the debate tactic, or had debates beforehand. No, but
do you think I was intentionally being manipulative with Nick, or accidentally through my?
I don't know. I guess.
Because it's like, yeah, okay, that makes me feel bad. Because it's like, the stream was 8 hours into a stream at 3 a.m. and also a month later I was blindsided. And also, if you look at it an hour like prior, there is like the fucking like, you'll see like Nick trying to like tease it like a nuke or whatever. And
Bowblax.
Like, yeah, but you know, whatever.
Bowblax.
Yep.
You just did it. 3 a.m. middle of the night.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you in private. I'm not talking to a public audience. I was just adding a little bit of explanation before I end the sorry. I mean, my bad.
No, I get what you're trying to do, but I think even like in private with, I guess, me, I think it's better to like.
Okay, guys. I've got to be honest with you. I got distracted again, didn't I? I got distracted again. Although this is for good reason. It is relevant to what we're talking about. Anyway, come on. Let's just go back a bit. Come on.
Said or had the debate tactic or had debates beforehand. No, but
do you think I was intentionally being manipulative with Nick, or accidentally through my?
I don't know. I guess.
Because it's like, yeah, okay, that makes me feel bad. Because it's like, the stream was 8 hours into a stream at 3 a.m. and also a month later I was blindsided. And also, if you look at it an hour like prior, there is like the fucking like, you'll see like Nick trying to like tease it like a nuke or whatever. And
oh, I see. He's doing the same thing. He's coming up with all the excuses again. Rather than just going, yeah, that whole situation, I took an L, I fucked up, that's it, end of conversation. He's doing it again. Oh my god, dude. Is that literally...
Wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the $2. He says in private one, only recording. Yeah, I know. Bro. All you need to say is I fucked up real bad, and that's it. That's all you need to say.
Bowblax.
Yeah, but, you know, whatever.
Bowblax.
Yep.
You just did it.
He did it again. He did.
Middle of the night.
Yeah, yes, but I'm talking to you in private. I'm not talking to a public audience. I was just adding a little bit of explanation before I end the sorry. I mean, my bad.
No, I get what you're trying to do, but I think even like in private with,
that's wonderful.
I guess,
but how do I make money off depressed people?
Did he just forget he was recording as well? Like he's leaked that part too. Spencer Howard, thank you for the super chat. The level of accidental irony here is insane.
I think it's better to practice this type of thing, and I don't want to come across as like gay and condescending, like because that's so.
Either he's forgotten he's recording, or that is another level of, bro. That you're saying you're in private, knowing you're recording. Either you've forgotten and you're a retard, or You're being manipulative. You're being manipulative because you're saying, oh, this is in private, knowing that you're recording the call with intent to fucking leak it. Oh my God. Dude. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster for Bowblax.
Fucking annoying. But I think it's better to like practice that because it's probably going to be a pretty hard adjustment because it sounds like it's just the way your speech pattern is. And like your communication pattern.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There was one more thing I really wanted to say, but it's like kind of in the like excuse-ish category. It's not something I'd say publicly. What was it? It's like in relation to the...
Yeah, exactly. Like this call, knowing he's recording it, he's performing for an audience that lerix doesn't know is going to be present. I mean, lerix should probably have that consideration. But clearly lerix here is trying to just offer genuine good advice and even characterize the call afterwards as him speaking to him, offering him advice. Like, yeah, this is just a total L for Bowblax. Even if lerix has talked shit on stream or something, he has not mischaracterized this call in any meaningful way that I've seen.
Something about the... Oh, yeah. It's about Edwin. So I did a whole retrospective on the Let Me Speak thing like 2 years ago. And I explained like all, like over-explained my thoughts, whatever. It's full of excuses. You can watch it if you want, whatever. But I did it with Edwin. And Edwin was agreeing with me the whole time. Then I saw Edwin in your chat agreeing with you, even though it counteracts exactly what...
Bro, who gives a fuck what Edwin thinks? I literally cannot imagine why you'd bring up Edwin. Dude, Edwin took an issue with a couple of throwaway comments I made on stream about him, and he's made a bunch of content about it that I've just completely ignored, and no one cares. Dude, you can literally just ignore Edwin. It doesn't matter anymore. Why do you even care what he's saying?
He was saying to me in call in that stream 2 years ago. So Edwin's a little snake. He'll flip-flop whenever. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. But, yeah, that's
dude, fuck Edwin, man. What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's kind of retarded. Alright, okay, well. Your stream,
man,
there was fun parts to it. I mean, you're a good streamer, so. But the whole, I just didn't like the coverage of, Let Me Speak stuff. But, again, it wasn't like a full video. I'd be mad at you if it was like a full edited video and you said some of the stuff you said, but like you were only just looking.
See what I'm uploading right now, dude.
Well, if it's an edited...
I'm joking.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, you were like essentially reacting to the drama for the first time again, kind of, because it's been so long through like, you know, that video, and you weren't doing in-depth research, so it's like, you know, it's just a stream, so I'm not like too pressed.
Josh was dropped the second this call was leaked last night. Wait, what? Wait. What does that mean?
Okay, that's
for
wonderful.
the Good Squad.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Even the sorry under his breath was insane when lerix called him
Is it over?
I was confused
Is it
about
over?
the Bowblax dogpile, but now I'm caught up.
Thank you for the $5. Is he being taken out the back to look at the rabbits like of Mice and Men? Is that what's going on? I mean, listen, I'm just trying to be fair in all of this, and I'm just listening to all that I can to try and understand the reasoning for leaking this call. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any good reason to leak this. It's crazy to me.